It is one of the great stories of Columbus history that the Columbus Foundation was created when sacrifice and peril was everywhere in the midst of World War II. Since then, now for 80 years, this community has rallied to build better lives and futures through the Columbus Foundation. Donors to the Columbus Foundation have been funding the expansion of educational opportunities for the youth of our community since the first scholarship gift made to us in 1973. Today, we celebrate a truly historic scholarship gift and the donor who made it by presenting the Sayre Award to Betsy Rube. The story of Betsy's gift started 30 years ago when Betsy made a planned gift commitment to the Columbus Foundation Scholarship Program. It was important to Betsy that her legacy of generosity would be invested and remembered in our community in perpetuity by the Columbus Foundation. Earlier this year, 30 years later, Betsy Rube's planned gift was received and is funding what will become the Betsy Rube Scholarship of the Columbus Foundation. How significant is this gift? It is the largest endowment gift in the Columbus Foundation's history. And by the time it was received here, Betsy's planned gift that started small over 30 years ago grew to the magnificent sum of $55 million. Betsy's life was lived in a humble, low-key way, but Betsy's generosity is record-setting, and the effects of that generosity will expand educational opportunities in our community in perpetuity. History was made here 80 years ago when the Columbus Foundation was founded and is being made again today by this gift for the ages, made by Mrs. Betsy Rube. Because of Betsy's generosity, our community will be stronger for now and forever. Here to share more about this historic moment for the Columbus community and the Columbus Foundation are our Governing Committee Chair, Clark Kellogg, our Vice President of Donor Services, Angela Parsons, and the much-loved Ann Fisher, who for so many years took our community through a learning journey through her program, All Sides with Ann Fisher. Ann?
Thank you, Doug. It is an honor to participate in this conversation with Clark and Angela to highlight the importance of this remarkable gift. Angela, let's start by talking about Betsy Rube, the woman behind this amazing gift. Her planned gift originated more than 30 years ago. What do we know about her?
So Betsy was born in Tiffin. She came to the Ohio State University to go to school where she met her husband, Floyd. They got married and bought their home and lived in Upper Arlington. Floyd unfortunately passed away back in 1983. Betsy just continued to live and invest. Her husband Floyd taught her how to read the stock market, and she had a passion for investing. She was thinking about her legacy and her estate and talked to her advisors, and they recommended that she come talk to the foundation. So in 1994, she came to the foundation to talk about her planned gift to us, and that's when we first met Betsy and when she set up her future scholarship.
She isn't a so-called marquee philanthropist, right? So why does that matter in the context of what we're talking about today?
I think it's so important for everyone to realize that they can be a philanthropist, that they can leave a legacy like Betsy left.
Anybody in the nonprofit world, this is already second nature to them. But as far when it comes to planned giving, we hear it. I know it from working in nonprofit for 15 years. But tell us what it is and how Betsy's largesse fits into that paradigm.
So a planned gift just means it's a gift that is not like a current dollar gift to you. So it's something that takes time to plan, something you think about and you can change it over time, but it's what your future gift will be. So maybe you don't feel like you have the money or you want to part with the dollars while you're living, but you know that upon your death, you want to make a difference and you want to leave this gift.
So when 30 years ago, when she made that gift and that pledge, I guess is what it boils down to, it was about $500,000. Then that's what you were expecting?
Yeah, when she came and met with us back in 1994, she thought her estate would end up to be about $500,000. So when she passed away in 2023 and her advisors came to us to let us know that it would be north of $50 million, we were all, taken aback.
I'm curious as to what the conversation was like when she showed up to talk to you about this planned gift. How long did it take before she agreed that this is the place where it was going to take place?
And that's a really good question. From what we can see in the files, she came, she met with us. It was a little bit about thinking about what she wanted to do and how she wanted to do it. So I think it just took a meeting or two, and she was she loved children, she loved helping others, and she loved education. So I think taking all of that into account, the scholarship fund for her made a ton of sense.
Yeah, she made the planned donation to the Columbus Foundation Scholarship Program. What did she have any stipulations in mind, anything like that? Can you tell us about what she was thinking about?
Yeah, it is for educational or training opportunities for students. Those students have to have financial need. They have to demonstrate a record of academic achievement, and they need to live or go to school in Franklin County or one of the contiguous counties.
Every time I go through this story and read it, it just continues to inspire me, amaze me, thinking about how simple it was for Betsy Rube to make this type of commitment to education and young people with the sole desire to see them have access and opportunity, and not to have financial barriers keep them from being able to pursue education and perhaps training in a career. And that is really, really remarkable.
Scholarships are sort of a foundational way to change wealth accumulation.
I agree 100%. And education is a great vehicle. We know through research and history and examples that education is one of the most surefire ways to move people from one place to another, to move people forward. And oftentimes, for various reasons, folks don't have access. Financial is a big part of it in many cases. So to know that this gift is going to specifically address that type of access, opportunity, and remove the barrier of finances. And it's a relatively broad gift. There's not many contingencies to your point.
It's not just for Ohio State. Nope. It's not just for public universities. It's not,
It's not even only for universities in Columbus or in Ohio. The student just has to be from here.
Doug Kreidler talked earlier about the origin story of the Columbus Foundation 80 years ago, which is amazing in and of itself. And Clark, a lot of us might take such an institution for granted. I think, I moved here, the Columbus Foundation was here 35 years ago. It seemed like it always had been here. And I'm wondering, it seems like it's always in the right place at the right time too. And why does that matter? What's the impact there?
Well, it's so far-reaching and so broad to think about Mr. Sayre's initial desire to see a foundation established for the benefit, strengthening, and improving of the community. I love one of his quotes where he says that philanthropy is nothing less than action motivated by the love of man. Love your neighbor. Love your neighbor. And show that with your actions, with your giving, with your support. And that's what the Columbus Foundation is about, the foresight. And then to have the leadership over these multiple decades and to have the community support. The various donors have found this to be a great place to do their giving to others, to do their serving and supporting of others. And it's an unbelievable asset. And I'm blown away by the steadfastness, the consistency, the faithfulness of this particular foundation, which has grown to be one of the top 10 community foundations in the world. And it speaks to vision, it speaks to commitment, it speaks to generosity. And it's a remarkable legacy that has impact now, today, and will have impact going forward well into the future.
How do you take this instance of philanthropy, which is so magnificent, and parlay it into others? How do you tell Betsy's story to others to inspire them who may say, well, I can't compete with that?
Well, it's not about competing. So everybody and every little amount is so important. what may be small today can grow in the future. And every amount helps.
When I was being told about it, it was kind of the buildup, and this is what she kind of started with, and then she ended with north of $50 million, and I went, what, drop the mic moment. I think it says a lot about her faith in this institution.
Correct. I was just thinking the exact same thing, and the stewardship component of what the Columbus Foundation represents gives those who choose to partner with the Columbus Foundation great confidence in how well this community foundation, this community asset will steward the desires and wishes of philanthropy for those who are who elect to make donations here. And that's a powerful testimony, and another reason why it's so important that this foundation continues to be kind of a beacon of light in helping others help others. And that's what we love to see and love being part of.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ann. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Ann.
Nice to talk to you.
Thanks, Clark.
Yeah, a pleasure, Angela.